Never be so attached to something you cannot simply walk away from it. Now my commitment to that philosophy is being tested because Monster Hunter Wilds, as it turns out, is dabbling into wokeness. What exactly? They are no longer gendered. Well, not that they're no longer gendered armor. You still have male and female, but now the game allows for cross-dressing, and males can wear female armor and vice versa.
You can see I'm choosing my armor here. In previous Monster Hunter games, you had male and female armor was separate. I'm happy to confirm that in Monster Hunter Wilds, there's no more male and female armor. All characters can wear any gear.
Now, because armors are still gendered, it means that the female armor would still be relatively more skimpy than the male armor. And this means that you will have males in dresses and bikinis and so on running around. And it is for that reason why I have to begrudgingly and regretfully say I am not buying Monster Hunter Wilds. Which is very, very disheartening because that is the first quote-unquote next-gen game that I'm actually interested in. This is what, 4 or 5 years into the generation. And that was a game that would be my tentpole game, and I would buy a new GPU to play that game. This is no longer the case. You see, what is very insidious is when a little dabble of wokeness comes into a game franchise or a game that you're looking forward to, because you will feel compelled to excuse it, because that's what I'm going through. I sort of see or feel myself saying, you know what, it's only a little bit of wokeness, and I won't see it. I won't necessarily see it. It's something that the players would engage in. And if I play it single player, then the men will wear male clothes, the female will wear female clothes. If I convince 1 or 2 family members or friends to play it, of course, we're not into them nastiness there. So you won't have cross-dressing males or cross-dressing females in our game session. And it doesn't affect me, therefore I can ignore it. Right? Not that bad. However, that still doesn't change the fact that it is undeniably woke. It is cross-dressing. And it is done to pander to a small group of freaks, of retarded freaks. And on that point of it doesn't affect me. And okay, it makes them happy. Therefore, who am I to want to reduce or take away something that will make them happy? If Monster Hunter were to become a dating sim like BioWare games, and they were to have a pedophilic relationship in it, would that argument still hold? You don't have to engage in it. I don't have to engage in it. We could play through the entire game and not know that it exists. But for the few pedophiles out there, they will get their rocks off on romancing a preteen NPC character. I somehow doubt that you would be so forgiving and considerate and tolerant in that regard. Even though that relationship, that fictional relationship, would not affect you, you would still most likely say, I'm not buying Monster Hunter on pure principle. Now some may say the difference here is that pedophilia is illegal and the Batman them is not illegal. First of all, in your country, that's still illegal in other countries. But second of all, and more importantly, I'm willing to bet that the majority of you who say that it was illegal in your country a few decades ago. And it is the activists who changed the laws. Once upon a time, it was seen to be as repulsive as pedophilia. So even if you now think it's normal, it is possible that pedophilia could be normalized in a similar fashion, and you will all be pedophobes for agreeing with me that if Monster Hunter Wilds had that type of relationship, we wouldn't buy it. So this idea of it doesn't affect you, therefore it's good somehow, it doesn't ring true for each and every scenario. This is one of the requirements for a moral act in Kantian deontology. Now, granted, I have an eclectic view. I tend to lean more on utilitarianism, but being eclectic means that there are some times in which the categorical imperative is wise, and this is one of those cases. If you're making a moral argument, it must hold true for all cases, or else you're just cherry picking. You have no basis, you have no standard. And you see, no matter how much I try to justify this, the end result will always come out of this. This is undeniably woke. This is cross-dressing. If I am committed to not supporting anything woke and calling out wokeness in my favorite games, and here I will excuse the wokeness and purchase financially support the wokeness, I can't now go around and say, why are woke things infecting my game? When I am telling the devs that I will still buy the game if you put woke stuff in it up to a point. So yes, one single sale means nothing in the grand scheme of things. This game will most likely sell 10 million copies. Both of you see in my last few videos, I'm not particularly afraid of going against the grain. And in this case, this is on principle. I said I'm not going to buy any game that has a woke tint or taint on it. And this game has a woke taint on it. So hopefully, there's another game that comes out. I'm looking at what's the game name? Phantom Blade Zero. Yeah, that game looks interesting. So I'm hoping that game is free from all wokeness, and at least I can play that in peace.